Welcome back to Westmoreland on the Gridiron here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Dan Flickinger with you, and joining us is our Westmoreland Sports Network Player of the Week for Week 4. He is Pete Billey, a senior running back for the Mount Pleasant Vikings. Pete, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your night to join us tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Pete, a big win for your team over Yock last week. You're now sitting on top of the conference with a 3-0 record. How good does it feel being undefeated in the conference right now?
It feels really good. The past 3 years, I could really never say that we were on top of the conference, but this year's different, and so is the team. Feels really good.
Pete, talk a little bit about the game last week against Yock, a 43-32 final, a lot of points scored. You guys were in the lead since your touchdown made it 14-12. I think it was in the second quarter, but Yock just would not go away, would they?
No, Yock, they actually had a really tough team. Marbly and the number 5, their wideout, they were really legit players, and they were hard to stop. But halftime, we kind of got everything together and put a stop to the Cougars.
Yeah, you're talking about C.J. Waldeer, certainly some athletes on that side of the ball. Now, after the game, Coach Fazekas said that he would have liked you guys to put Yock away a little more efficiently than you did. You got the win, which is the most important thing, but maybe a little more comfortably. What mistakes from last week are you guys concentrating on fixing in practice this week?
Well, we did have a couple mistakes. Tackling in our secondary, communication was a big one, and basically focusing on our job, doing what you're coached to do, and like Coach Fazekas always says, alignment, then assignment. You got to do your job.
2 weeks ago was a 13-10 win over Southmoreland, so obviously back-to-back W's there in the conference. In that game, 23 points scored. Last week, there were 75 points scored. Is it more fun to play in a game like that against Yock with so many points scored and so much offense? And were you surprised that each team put up so many points?
Yeah, definitely playing in a shootout is way more fun than playing in a tough defensive game. And no, I really wasn't surprised because we do have a deadly offense when we get it rolling, but we do have a long way to go.
Talk a little about your game last week. Again, talking right here to Pete Billey on the Westmoreland on the Gridiron show, our Westmoreland Sports Network Player of the Week. 138 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns on the ground. What allowed you to have so much success in the running game last week, Pete?
Well, it all starts with the O-line. They literally blocked their heart outs for me. And then passing, and then we have a bunch of RPOs to go with the run, which really keeps the defense on their heels, and they really don't know what to expect.
Well, you talk about those RPOs. Obviously, the line has to do its job. The running backs have to do their job. But maybe the biggest job falls on Asher O'Connor, your quarterback, when you talk about run-pass options. How has he kind of progressed since he took over last year at quarterback?
Pretty good, actually. He struggled a little bit last year, and so did all of us because we're young. Mm-hmm. But this year, he's really taken a good step in reading the defense and making those calls and making the right reads for us to be successful.
Speaking of Asher O'Connor, I know that you have a new assistant coach on your coaching staff, a guy that was there as for a long time as a head coach, and that is Bo Ruffner. He has come back to help out with your team, joining the staff a couple of weeks ago. What has he kind of brought to the table for Asher and really for everybody?
Well, first off, Coach Ruffner, he's a really good coach. The first week when we had him, he really helped Asher grow as a quarterback. And even on offense, he knows what the O-line does. He knows what the running backs do. He knows everything. And he really fine-tuned everyone. He really gets everyone going.
Pete, I know you suffered an injury last year that you kind of played through. How good does it feel? I mean, I'm sure you have the bumps and the bruises, but how good does it feel to be healthy this year and rolling like you are?
Oh, it feels really good because last year I broke my hand, and with a cast on, playing with one hand, it was kind of rough at times, mentally challenging and physically, but really feels good this year getting back to playing.
Yeah, 100% healthy, and it's definitely good to see you. You're a very tough kid, though, to tough that out last year for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Pete, tell us a bit about what your team goals were coming into this season and what it would mean to you to win a conference title and then get back to the playoffs.
Well, the team bar is set very high to make playoffs and to make a run for it. But I like to take one game at a time, and to bring a conference title back would mean a lot. I know we've struggled the past few years, but this year I'm feeling really confident about making a comeback, and getting that number one seed into the playoffs would really be beneficial to us.
For sure, no doubt about it. You guys got Brownsville this week. What will you need to do to get a win on Friday?
All we have to do is play solid football. We got to hit and hustle and don't turn over the ball, and that's about it.
You guys will be successful, that's for sure. Pete Billey joining us right now on Westmoreland on the Gridiron, our Week 4 Westmoreland Sports Network Player of the Week. All right, we finish everybody with our WSN Quick 6 questions. You ready for them?
Yep.
All right. First, Pete, Billey, what do you enjoy most about playing football?
Running around and hitting people.
You can do it legally on the football field, buddy. So,
yeah.
What when you're not on a football field, what do you enjoy doing away from football?
I love to ski in the winter, hunting, fishing, and I do love to golf, believe it or not.
What's your handicap? What score are you usually around?
I'm usually about 7-8 over on a good day.
That's a little better than me. So,
yeah.
What course do you like to go to?
Norvelt is my hometown course, I would say.
Yeah, I like Norvelt a lot, definitely. Did a lot of golfing, Pete, whenever the whenever we were quarantined and whenever coronavirus first hit. The golf courses opened, a couple of weeks later, and we were able to go out a lot. But I think I golfed more this year than I ever have. So,
yeah.
But Norvelt's a great place. What's your favorite show on Netflix?
It's actually called Hoops. It just came out the first season about a couple months ago.
Okay. Is it like basketball related?
Yeah, it's more like a spin-off of Family Guy, kind of.
I see. I gotcha. All right, I'll have to check that out. What is your favorite homemade meal?
Chicken pot pie.
Nice. How about what type of music do you listen to before a game, and what's your go-to song?
I listen to a good bit of rap, and believe it or not, I do like listening to 80s country before my games. But my go-to song would be "The Race" by KK.
All right. And finally, Pete, who has had the biggest influence on you in your life, would you say?
Definitely my parents. I mean, they were there since day one. They've been supportive through everything, and they helped me become the man who I am today.
And one bonus question for you. How about your college plans? Do you want to continue to play in college if you can?
Yeah, I would actually love to play football in college. Still undecided now, but I would like to major in nursing.
Very nice. Very nice. Pete, this was fantastic. Thank you so much. Congratulations and continued success to the Vikings, okay?
All right. Thank you for having me.
That is Pete Billey, our Westmoreland Sports Network Week 4 Player of the Week. We'll come back on Westmoreland on the Gridiron and break down our Week 5 matchups around Westmoreland County right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.